Welcome guys, and the fix to update 2.0 is here, and I'm showing this what they wanna. When you're done, you should be able to see your game is at 23.2.01. You should have done the update 2.0, which came a while ago, and the fix goes on top of that. You cannot do the fix if you never updated to update 2.0. Okay, let's make that clear. So I want to go ahead and review some of the details they have provided in this fix. There's not a lot of information, but what they have, let's review it, and then I'm gonna check it within the game. Okay, so they talk about here, they have repacked, and what they have done is with the edit file. Okay, that's what they are updating here. They repacked to fix Atletico goalkeeper kits, but they have done other things. And in general, as always, they update the market value to the player abilities. They rework the FL launcher. You'll see what that is. Kits fixes and updates, just that they mentioned they have added a few more. Not a lot that I can tell. The database, they have updated as always, they say, and then other minor updates and fixes. So we'll review that through. So again, this requires installation of update 2. You cannot do this fix on top of anything else before. This will install a new edit file, has some consequences, and we will review that within this video. And the promoted teams for the new season in South America leagues are planned for another version 3 with the rest of the winter transfers. So they're waiting for the end of January to do another edit to update the game. Okay, well, I'm going into the details so we can review what's going on and get a better understanding how this might impact you when you update, all right? So the player market value is now calculated depending on the player attributes, similar to the first version. So nothing has changed that. They're just updating. They reworked the launcher. This has to do with the 12th gen CPU. You still have the regular start executable, but there will be an executable that has a 12G dot executable. That's the one you're going to use if you have a CPU that is 12 gen or above. It's interesting that, let me just move this, that they said they contacted Intel for a test sample on information, but they refuse to talk. And they're providing this and hoping that, you know, the fix they're providing will work. But they have done what they could. So hopefully that's good enough for you guys. All right, so on kits, fixes, and updates, they say they tweaked some of the kits and added kits for all classic teams. We'll check that within the game to verify that, what they're talking about. Why do I care about the classic teams being updated? Because those are custom anyways. And the database update fixes is in review as always, just adding, you know, status updates for the squads, etc. And then other minor fixes with ball models, fix the Johan Cruyff at night. That's interesting because I think some of you have complained about that. They still have some unresolved issues. Don't expect that to be fixed yet, which is that creating a player in edit mode and assigning it in edit mode, still assigning them to your team causes an error because he's gonna want to go out immediately when as a free agent. I'm sorry, in the transfer. So it's saying that if you're doing assigning free agents, that is fine, but no solution is there yet, and we'll try to provide a workaround. And the first window transfer cannot be set off; that's still on. So the way this is impacting is that you were hoping that you see some teams with some rosters, and those rosters may have changed because maybe some Haaland maybe have moved to Manchester United or something like that you were not expecting when playing the Premier League. So that's how that is impacting. So let's go and install. I'm doing this live. recording this as I'm doing it for my own gear here, for my own setup. So we're gonna download and extract it and just run it as an administrator. So and then refer that there's some other, if you want to load the game, etc., you can go to the main release. All right, so I'm going to just pick the media file. And when you open this, there'll be a bunch of advertisement. You just need to wait for the link to be generated. And now that it says ready, I can hit download. More commercials here, and I'm going to download, and I'm just usually put it in my downloads. Once you do that, we're going to extract it and then open it to install. Okay, so this happens very fast. It's a very small file, so I'm just gonna run it as an administrator, and let me just make this a little bit bigger here so you guys can see that small window. There we go. So welcome to Smoke Patch. This will install update 2.0. I'm gonna say next. Now I need to find my game file, as always, my folder. Well, my application is, guys, this is, in my case, I do have it in a G drive, but for everybody has it in a different spot. Okay, I did call it Football Live, the main folder, and to get to where the application files are, I need to go to game files. And this is, in your case, it might just say Football Live. So make sure that inside that folder, that's where you have your application. In my case, that's where it is. So we selected that. You don't need to go any further. Just select the folder and say okay. So it can replace anything in there or update anything in there. So this is very quick, and it says that it's installed. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and test it. Let's open the game real quick here. And I want to verify that the addition or the revision in the front page is right. And there it is. At the bottom right, you see executable 23.201 update 2.0. So, and this is after, that's the way it should look after you install it. So I was wondering, because I thought it was going to say 2.01, but it says it behind the executable. So, okay, so let me just go ahead and check any of my customizations that I've done through the manual editor, which is here on the settings edit mode. And I'm going to check anything I did manually probably is gone because the edit file was replaced. So let's check the classic themes for the kids they're talking about. What the relevance of this, I'm not sure, but I think they just put in Football Live in front of jersey, as you see here. I don't see that much of a change. It said that, I don't remember that was there before, but that's the only thing I'm noticing. They're putting a nice logo, sponsor logo, Football Live in front of the classic teams jerseys. Okay, well, let's check the players that I have custom edited, and usually I do that with the youth squad, and I have my avatar, and that should be under here. And yeah, new players, Europe, that's a youth squad. And right now I can tell you, looking at the list, I do not see my modification. I have used Modric as a base, and no, it's gone. Anything you do manually on any player is going to be gone. If you put boots or change the way the shirt is worn, or the long socks or anything, that's going to be gone. Any customization with boots, that's going to be gone for the player because the edit file was done. Now, I want to see, you can still play, you can still load your Master League. So I'm going to check if any edits, any mods that I introduced through the cider, they're still working. And then I'm going to check the mini faces and the faces of the players. So I can already tell on my Racing Santander, the Harrington, which was a youth player that I'm using, he still has a mini face that I applied. Otherwise, it would have been great. it would have been a mini face that was grayed out, as some of the used players are, most of them. So in this case, I'm using the cider to introduce that, mini face. So that is working. So the cider mods are not impacted, guys. So at least that is good news. And let me check on their team squad list. I want to see the faces, the actual in-game faces. And Harrington, yeah, his face is gone because that was a manual edit I did to apply some other player face, but it was manually done within the game. So that is gone. And I think that's it, right? I mean, so you need to know that any mods that you did manually through the editor are gone, but the cider still works. And let me check here. Even some of the custom kits that I added to this team are gone. Only 2 kits. I have 4. Actually, they had 3 and I had 1, so now they're only showing 2. So it looks like they tried to update some stuff, but erasing anything you added manually, even kits that you downloaded and applied, they're gone. We're go, guys. That's all I can tell you so far. Pretty straightforward to update the game. I don't know if this has been worth an update, if you're gonna have to go back and do the mods, but it doesn't take me too long to correct things back to base. But anyways, I'll try to keep bringing up to you any updates in this game, and I'll see you on the next one.